Wait, is this really 150? Man.
It is. Hi, everybody. It's PodQuest, episode 150.
Yeah. Hey, video.
We're on the TV. I don't know what to do. How do I react?
We said we'd do a video for 150, and we're doing a video for 150.
This is
Yes,
a
we are.
video. Yes. I might be dancing around a lot because I have the song "You're Welcome" from Moana stuck in my head because that's all I've been listening to when I've been around my niece. Look, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can sing really fun.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
So, anyway, it's July 4th, 2017. It's Independence Day, which is what I was watching before we came up here.
Good choice.
I haven't gotten to watch that yet. I need to, or else the aliens win.
It was on Encore, I think, is playing it all day.
I don't have cable.
I know, I'm just saying. It's on Encore. Anyway, I'm Chris. That's Druten.
Hello.
And that's Walnut at the end.
Me, right here. I'm on it. I can't see myself on the TV because there's a camera in the way.
It happens. It's okay. So, things are going to be a little weird probably because we've never done a video before.
Nope.
Should be fine. Just don't stare directly at the camera. And he does.
Oh, no.
Son of a bitch. Now it's going to eat your soul. You're Amish.
But I figure we'll keep the same normal format we've been going with. We'll start with some news.
Yep. Same normal new format, which is now normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
The new
normal now
normal.
that we changed to it.
Yeah.
Before we get started, though, we do have one announcement to make.
Announcements.
Because everyone loves announcements, right?
Yep.
So, starting by the time this goes live on Wednesday, the 5th, I guess, we'll have a Patreon that's live on the internet.
Yep.
www.patreon.com/OneQuest, all one word. And yeah, you can go over there. You can see some of the stuff we hope to do. You can maybe, if you're feeling generous, drop us a few dollars.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, and that'll help us, expand, do a better quality video since we're just using sort of a little webcam today.
Maybe set up a better video space as well.
Hey, this is a fine space.
This is a fine space.
We've got some stuff behind us.
We got some stuff. There is some stuff.
I put all the fancy pictures and shit up there.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. There's that. The link for the Patreon's covering some of the stuff behind you.
I mean, that'll go away in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in like an hour after we're done news anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that will be live by the time anyone's listening or seeing this. And yeah, do you want to check it out? It'll be in the show notes and everything. If you don't remember, patreon.com/OneQuest.
I don't remember that.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Oh, thanks.
PodQuest.club should redirect to that, too.
I could do that.
That would be a good redirect for PodQuest.club.
I might do that.
Join the PodQuest Club.
I have to remember my GoDaddy login because that's just set to auto-renew.
Okay.
But yeah, so other than that, same old.
Yep.
If you want to find us online, if you're watching, you'll see it on the Patreon little screen there. We have Facebook, facebook.com/OneQuestOnline, Twitter @1_Quest, or you can head over to the website, www.one-quest.com.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can send us, any feedback you have on the Patreon.
Yes.
And if you want to just send us feedback directly, you can email us social@one-quest.com.
Also
There
a
it
thing.
is.
Yeah. I did all that for you, Rich.
Thanks, buddy.
I know you keep saying you want that stuff at the beginning.
It probably should be in the beginning because 3 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully this video isn't 3 hours.
I hope.
It probably will be, but that's all more work for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But,
So video over then. Great.
but yeah, so I guess let's get into our first news story.
Let's do it.
Splatoon 2 is going to have a Nintendo Direct this week.
Ooh.
It's actually going to be on Thursday.
Okay. I'll watch that. I want to get Splatoon 2. I never got Splatoon 1, and I waited too long, and then the Switch came out. So I was like, alright, maybe I should get Splatoon 2. Maybe instead of getting Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, I should get Splatoon 2. Probably not going to happen, because Stormblood's cheaper, but we'll see.
What do they even have to show for this game anymore, though?
I don't even know.
It comes out in 2 weeks.
Probably even more new characters, new stages, and maybe they're gonna set off a tournament or something when it comes out.
Well, I also heard that they might be releasing Joy-Cons for it.
Well,
Purple and green.
Yeah, there's a bundle system, I think, as well, that comes with the purple and green or pink and green,
But
whatever.
I heard that they might release them separately with the launch of the game.
Okay.
And they haven't announced that yet, so that's possible. But yeah, the video will be up at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, July 6th. It will provide a refresher on some of the new features, weapons, and styles coming to Splatoon 2. And that comes out on the 19th? Oh, no, the 21st. It's right in front of me, and I still got it fucking wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, it launches Nintendo Switch on the 21st. So I will probably get that. Maybe not at launch, but more than likely I will pick it up.
People seem to really like the first one.
You know, I didn't actually get to play the first one, but I saw a bunch of play for it, and it was cool. But I did play the test fire, or whatever they were calling it, the beta that they did a couple months back, and it was a lot of fun. They only had the one play mode at the time, and I know they showed that they now have the what is basically horde mode.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Which that was always a fun mode in Gears, and I generally don't even like that sort of stuff. And the way that they're working in there, since it's not just a kill each other mode, or not just I'm sorry, Splatoon is usually not just kill each other. It's not just paint the world.
Right.
It's actually going against like enemies, so that kind of changes it up a little bit. Makes it interesting.
That'll be fun.
It will.
Pretty sweet.
I'm looking forward to it. Do you think you'll get it, Rich?
I definitely want to get it, but I want to get Stormblood first because I'm falling further and further behind every day I don't have it.
Listen, if you get far enough behind, you just don't have to play anymore.
Yeah.
Or if I get far enough behind, people can just rush me through it, which is nice too. So
Yeah. Did you end up watching those documentaries I told you about?
No, not yet. Like I said, I had a pretty hectic weekend, so I couldn't really.
Yeah.
I forgot my charger when I rushed my cat to the vet, and I forgot my Switch, so I had nothing to do while I was there for 6 hours.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was in Philly, so I couldn't come back home. If it were
What did
anywhere
you have
else,
to go to like University of Penn or something?
yeah, I went UPenn Vet because it's cheaper.
Is it really?
It is. It's cheaper than going to Red Bank.
I mean, that I figured because Red Bank is crazy expensive. I didn't. There's Mount Laurel Animal Hospital too.
My vet is connected with UPenn and Red Bank.
Oh, okay.
So I'd rather go somewhere my primary vet is connected to.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I'm sure if it was a bigger emergency, it would come down to like which one's closer.
Maybe. Who knows? He's an old cat. I hate to say it. He's an old cat.
I mean, all your pets are kind of old.
Yeah, so if it's a bigger emergency, I would probably end up still bringing them to the one that's cheaper just because I don't really have the money, nor can I afford to worry about his life in a way, but he's older, he's lived a full life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I feel kind of terrible saying this, but, and I'm sure I'm probably going to be judged, but it's like, he's 13, 14 years old.
I mean, you're not wrong, and it's not like you're, neglecting him. So.
Yeah, it's go somewhere where I feel comfortable going, A, and B, that I can afford to go to.
Yeah, but let something a little brighter, a little happier for us all.
Yeah.
Guess what might be getting a new remake in the live action sense?
I don't know. It's
The Jetsons.
The Jetsons.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so, the Jetsons might be getting a new TV series. And a live-action one at that. Which just seems freaking weird.
You have me at Jetsons, you lose me at live action.
Oh, no, you have me at live action, you lose me at... No, I'm kidding.
Apparently it's going to be a Robert Zemeckis production.
Zemeckis.
It's Back to the Future, Forrest Gump.
Okay, right.
Castaway, as I look at it now.
Wait, is it a movie or
No,
show?
it's a TV series.
Okay.
So, that's weird.
Yeah,
That'll be pretty fun, though. Like, I'll probably watch it once or twice, see what it's like.
Well, I did not realize how old The Jetsons actually is.
How old?
It only ran from 1962 to 1963.
all right, I didn't realize it only ran 1 year.
But you figure there was also like a movie, literally the Jetsons movie. There was the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, where the fan theory occurred that the Flintstones aren't actually in the prehistoric past. They are in the far future like the Jetsons, and the planet Earth had some sort of like catastrophe where everyone has had to revert to basically prehistoric means, whereas the Jetsons live above everything in the clouds.
Yeah. There's,
Okay.
In the Jetsons movie, they even press a button to push their house higher above the clouds.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But that explains why. Doesn't explain, but it's one of those things people use now as a reason, a way to show how, the Flintstones use all of these animals and dinosaurs and stuff for, modern day things.
Yeah.
People are like, well, they remember the modern day stuff, so that's why. And it's like, that's silly. That's not what actually happened. But I think it's funny when people go that far out on like fan theories.
Fan theories are fun.
I mean, they are the modern Stone Age family.
This is true. I mean, maybe there could possibly just be a new modern Stone Age that occurs around 2065, let's say, or no, 2055 if the Jetsons took place in 2062. Let's say it's at least been like 5-6 years since the world ended and people moved to the sky.
I really hope that happens.
We're not that far off. I mean, we already missed fucking Back to the Future for pretty much every... actually, a bunch of stuff is actually there from Back to the Future, but, like, the cool shit you wanted, like hoverboards and flying cars aren't. So I'm...
Were there flying cars in Back to the Future? It was just the DeLorean.
No, remember, like, the whole... When they got to the future, every car was flying.
Okay.
Like, they literally had, like, roadways in the sky with, like, the lights kind of that you'd find on a plane runway.
Right. Okay, yeah. It's been a while since I watched that.
Because remember, he goes into the future to get a hover conversion done to his car.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the future again to get a hover conversion done to his train.
Okay, yeah.
Because why the fuck not have a flying train?
Oh, why
That
not?
can travel through time.
Yeah. After you've spent 3 movies saying how time travel was a bad idea and the DeLorean needs to be destroyed.
Yeah. Well, it needed to be destroyed because he needed a train.
I guess really it was just 2 movies. It was really just like middle end of 2 and 3 is where he was just like, no, like we need to stop time travel. We keep fucking shit up, Marty. Speaking of Back to the Future, though.
Oh boy.
This is probably the best news of the week. Rick and Morty finally has a date for season 3. It's going to be Sunday, July 30th, guys.
I think you're the only one excited for that.
Yeah, I've never watched any Rick and Morty.
You guys, you're missing out.
That's what I'm told, but...
It's one of those shows where the first season is a little rough to get through. Especially the first couple episodes, because Rick really is just like a belligerent drunk. He's not this like sadistic prick that you come to know and love. So it's just he's constantly burping and vomiting and stuff, but there's a few gems in that first handful of episodes. But by the end of the first season and then season 2 especially, like shit just gets so crazy and good. And then when they played the pilot for season 3 was great too. That's why Szechuan sauce needs to come back because of that.
Right, that's what that
show.
from.
I mean, they had Nathan Fillion on it, and he doesn't really do anything bad, so...
Yeah. It's also
probably good.
It's fair.
A bunch of the not a bunch, but they do have some other notable voice people too. Sarah Chalk, who was Elliot in Scrubs.
Oh, right.
She plays Morty's mom. And I can never remember the guy's name, but the guy who plays his dad is also like a face you recognize or like a voice you recognize in things. Like he's been in a bunch of different shows and movies and everything, usually comedies. And I wish I could remember his fucking name right now. But then yeah, like Nathan Fillion was in it. There have been a few other people here and there. I think there have been some Community members on it too, since Dan Harmon did Community. Mm-hmm. But
the VR game that the people who did Job Simulator made looked pretty amusing.
Yeah, I mean, the world that they build in this cartoon is just so fucking ridiculous that you can't help but enjoy at least parts of it. I mean, there's Mr. Poopy Butthole, there's Tiny Rick, there's Pickle Rick now.
I saw Pickle Rick.
There's Birdman.
I did see that.
Or Bird Person, I think. I forget now. It's been a while. But yeah, so that comes back end of the month. It's been almost 2 years, I think.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because the season 2 ended in September 2015.
Huh.
So yeah, almost 2 years since season 2 ended.
Wow.
And honestly, like the at the end of season 2, one of the characters does like a speak to the screen moment and says, "We'll be back in like a year and a half or 2, maybe longer. Who knows?"
So it's a British TV show, essentially.
At times.
Okay. All right.
At times.
Does it have commercials?
Yeah.
Then no, it's not.
But it's on Adult Swim, so some of those commercials are funny.
Some of them. They took away their cards, right? Their intro, outro cards of Adult Swim, where it's just the black screen with the white writing.
No, they still have those sometimes.
Okay.
I don't watch a lot of Adult Swim anymore. It's really just Rick and Morty and Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
Which apparently, I don't know if you guys knew this, like Adult Swim on Saturdays anyway starts at fucking 8 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they actually play Dragon Ball Super with them, you know, doing like the minor cursing that they do in that show at 8 p.m. Whereas it used to be like, you know, you couldn't get that shit on TV until midnight.
Back, I remember back during when what's her name had the wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl. The rule was, I think, 10 o'clock.
Well, I
think
think Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network didn't put it on until midnight.
Yeah.
Or 11. Maybe it was 11. But yeah, 8 o'clock now, and you have like Vegeta saying hell and pain in the ass and bitch and shit. Not shit, but and things.
And things, yes.
So I mean, this one I think is more for you, Rich. I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
Were you a fan of FLCL?
Oh yes, it was like one of my favorite animes before I saw Death Note.
So
It's still one of my favorite animes.
it's getting a second and third season.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the trailer yet. I saw it posted the other day, and I just didn't have time to watch it.
So the trailer looks way different than I remember the original looking.
Yeah.
And apparently it's just going to be 2 seasons of 6 episodes each.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It was only 6 episodes the original season. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just saying, like, they're not, you know, going crazy and doing like 2 24-episode seasons or anything.
It's the Sherlock of anime.
Only it's not very good.
No, it's fantastic.
See, I never liked it.
Did you watch it? Watch all 6?
Yeah. I mean, that's what was that? 2002, 2003?
Something like that.
Does this show it by any chance?
I don't know.
Probably not.
2000.
Yeah. Well, it
2003.
originally aired in Japan, 2003 on Toonami. So yeah, 2003 I saw it. I just remember not really being into it. Like, it's not something I hated. Like, there were definitely other shows on there that I liked less. But
it had like such a weird story that didn't really make sense, but everything like kind of wrapped up at the end of the last episode, and like it all made sense at the end of it, kind of. And it's so weird and off the wall that I'm just like, this is fantastic because it's so stupid but so great.
If you say so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that comes back next year, I think, is what they're aiming for. Yeah, episodes will begin airing in 2018. So the trailer did actually look pretty cool. Like I said, I don't really remember the show that well, but like I saw the trailer on, I guess it was Facebook or something the other day, and it looked kind of cool.
Okay, yeah. I want to watch. I need to watch that trailer. I love that series, so.
Right. So the last news I actually have is really just something that you guys won't care about, but I need to say something about it. So Marvel, they're going to renumber all their books again.
Cool.
Come on.
They're also launching 52 books.
Cool.
Well, they've announced 52 books. Apparently, there's like 2 or 3
The
others.
new 52.
Exactly. So they announced 52 titles, and well, it's 52 titles that are mostly being renumbered to like legacy numbering, because they're doing after the current Secret Empire, which is actually good. They're doing some other miniseries, and that's going to lead into this legacy thing where it seems like they're going to try and like, I guess, get back to the roots, which I don't know.
Sure.
It seems really fucking weird because they spent the last decade renumbering a book every time it got to double digits, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want it to give, like, you know, jumping on points and places for new readers to not feel overwhelmed. But now they're jumping books back up to like hundreds. Like, Spider-Man's going to be close to number 800 by the time when this happens.
This is just
Nice.
No, that's just too much.
And I think Spider-Man's actually the highest numbered book that's relaunching right now, just because that book has been at least twice monthly for a decade now.
Okay.
There was a point where it was actually 3 times a month for a few
Jeez.
years. Well, for a while it was like late 2000s. Spider-Man, or I'm sorry, prior to the late 2000s, there were like 4 different Spider-Man books running.
Okay.
and they basically canceled all of them and just made them all Amazing Spider-Man. So rather than having like 3 different books that all ran in like the same universe, they just went, all right, just Amazing Spider-Man's going to release 3 times a month with rotating writer and artist. So
Weird.
it's like one writer would do like a 3 or 4 issue arc, and then the next writer would pick up for the next arc. So it worked out all right. But it's been twice monthly since like 2010, 2011, I think.
It's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
It's too many.
Yeah, I mean, almost they're somehow getting it closer to 800 than it technically should be, but I think they're counting like the 30 issues of Superior Spider-Man and some of the other weird stuff that happened. But I think in the last 5 years, Amazing Spider-Man has had 4 different volumes, which just makes no fucking sense. But yeah, so they're doing 52 new books, maybe a couple others that they just haven't announced yet because there is no Captain America book. But yeah, so Amazing Spider-Man is going to have 789 issues when this comes out. So in September, I guess, it's going to go from, issue 30 to issue 789.
Oh, what happened to the other 750 issues?
And then one of the ones that really kind of bugs me is there's the adjectiveless Spider-Man book that's out right now, which is it's Miles Morales.
Right.
That's his book. So they are putting that book back to legacy numbering for the adjectiveless Spider-Man book, which puts it... I'm trying to find it right now, and I'm having a little trouble. There it is. So they're taking a book that does not star Peter Parker, is in no way related to the original adjectiveless Spider-Man book, and making it number 234.
Cool.
The only thing I can think, and I hope this is the case, is that's actually the Ultimate Spider-Man numbering.
Maybe.
Because I know Ultimate Spider-Man ran for 150-ish, and then there were a few, and then it renumbered like 2 or 3 times. So I'm hoping maybe that 234 is actually that number and not like the book that like Todd McFarlane launched back in 91, 90, something like that. But you guys don't read comics.
Nope.
Like, I mean, Richie, you almost sort of used to.
I can, kind of sometimes if I have the chance and time and money.
Like,
But
if I hadn't just told you this was happening, and like you guys decided like I'm gonna go read like The Punisher, and right now The Punisher is let's say issue 20 comes out by the time this happens, and you see you get in there and you see issues like, oh, here's like 19, here's 20, you're looking for 21, but the next thing you find is 218. Like, are you gonna bother picking up the Punisher books if you can't figure out?
This is why I don't read comics.
I want to say someone posted this on Facebook, and then either you or Eric commented, "This is everything wrong with comic books."
That was me.
Okay.
Sean posted that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I kind of agree that like this is the worst.
Like, I'm all for the legacy numbering. I don't think they should do the bullshit where they keep rebooting it.
No.
Like, or resetting it, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Just, do like their like .1s or put the big number 1 in the corner to signify like this is the start of like a new era. As if you haven't read before this, here's a good place to jump on. You're not in the middle of a story. Yes, there is 50 plus years of continuity behind it, but you should be able to figure out what's going on and go forward with it from here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, now it's all just kinds of fucked. Yeah. And then by this time next year, they'll have restarted all these series back at issue 1 again.
They'll have
if not three separate times have they done that.
Yeah, they'll have renumbered at that point probably.
And I know like DC's just as bad. Well, not just as bad, but DC does it too.
Mm-hmm.
They relaunched the New 52 in 2011, and they kept that book going for 5 years. They did 52 issues of their core books, basically. Like, the books that did not get canceled, that launched with New 52, ran for 52 issues.
Okay.
And then they did Rebirth, and they renumbered a bunch of stuff. And it was either, Batman renumbered. Detective Comics starring Batman actually went back to legacy numbering. Same thing, like, Superman went back to 1. Action Comics with Superman went back to its legacy number. Stuff like that's not as bad because, like, they just kind of did a line-wide reset, and they only legacy numbered like those really core prominent books that
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you're going into a comic book store and you're looking at Superman, you probably know that Superman's in Action Comics. Like, you can probably figure that one out okay.
Wait, Superman's not Detective Comics?
See, this is the problem with everything, Rich.
Have you never seen the cover of Superman #1?
Action Comics
I
#1.
no, I was making a joke.
Okay.
Like, you didn't hear the sarcasticness of my voice? Like,
No.
I
wait,
did, but
like, I know DC Detective Comics, Batman is a detective. Action Comics, Superman is action and beats things up.
But yeah, it's so weird that they're doing it like this.
Was that, did I see 2 Squirrel Girl comics?
Oh, no. So there's the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and the Unbelievable Gwenpool.
Okay.
Which apparently that book is actually pretty good. I read like the first issue once, like when it like 01 or 0 or 1, I forget if this had a 0, and it was actually kind of cool. It's not Gwen Stacy. It's just a random girl gets sucked into the comic book basically.
And she's essentially Deadpool because she knows she can't die because she's in a comic.
Well, she thinks she can't die.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows she can't die, but yeah, she knows she's in a comic, so she's just kind of having fun with it.
Yeah.
It's goofy as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. It's just kind of frustrating. I still read the comics, but if Marvel keeps like, I read less and less Marvel comics because like the stories aren't good. It's harder to follow this shit because every 6 months there's a new either reset or crossover or some other bullshit that just like, I don't want to read 7 additional books that I don't like.
mm-hmm.
Like, I want to read Spider-Man. I don't want to have to read anything else just because like the story in Spider-Man crosses over to 7 other stories that I don't like.
Yeah.
This is why I don't read comics.
Yeah.
I'll say it 100 times.
But, like, not all comics are this bad, you know? Like, a lot of the stuff at, like, Image or IDW or Boom, like, they're mostly their own sort of universes. IDW's getting a little bad. Like, every year they do this big crossover between G.I. Joe and Transformers. And now because they've gotten a bunch of those other 80s properties, like Mask and ROM Space Knight, apparently they're including them in the crossovers now, too. Which, just like the Marvel stuff, if you only read Transformers, you then have like 2 months where like your Transformers books make no fucking sense because you're not reading the other 6 books that the story is continued in. Like, it's a shitty money grab because these books are all $3 to $5 a piece.
Yeah.
And it's like if you normally buy 5 books, but now you have to buy 7 additional books for 4 months. That's just too fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, I dropped most of my DC stuff that I actually liked because I started going twice monthly. Like, they dropped the price. Like, the price is down to $2.99. But I don't want, like, to spend $4 or $5 or $6, I should say, on the same book twice a month. Like, I don't need it that bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done ranting about comics.
All right.
I'm
Calm
sorry.
down. Calm down, Kyle.
I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. Do you guys have any news stuff?
I do.
I should have asked you guys for this ahead of time so that I could have brought it up.
Yeah.
You could probably just Google it real quick. Platinum Games teases Bayonetta on the Switch. Platinum Games finally
Gonna
made
switch it back to us.
Platinum Games finally made a Twitter account for first time
Wow,
ever.
really? I didn't realize they
They-
didn't have a Twitter.
This is what Eric told me, at least. I didn't read the full article, but they tweeted this image. I don't know if there's any way I can full screen it to get everybody to see it.
No,
I'll put it up on the screen.
No. Yeah,
but
no.
it's this image right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the blue and the red with Bayonetta 1 and 2 on it. They're thinking it's a tease for having Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Switch, since Bayonetta 2 was Wii U only, and the Switch has sold more consoles than the Wii U so far.
We got a Switch box right back there.
There's a Switch right here, this side. There you go, yeah.
Somebody doesn't know how a camera works.
I don't know how stuff works. I'm out of it. But yeah, so, they teased it right now. We don't really know anything for sure, but hey, at least Platinum Games is getting in the times and has a Twitter now. But Bayonetta 2 1 and 2 on the Switch would be pretty nice because I've never gotten to play either of them yet. So.
Yeah, I actually almost bought a Bayonetta 2 Wii U that came with one.
Those ones now are like $60, $80 or something like that.
So I found one on eBay at one point that was still like 60. Like whoever the person was hadn't marked it up. But
yeah.
I just, for some reason, I'm just like, nah, you know what? I probably won't even play it, so why spend the $60? But now it's one of those, like, I kind of wish I did, because those games do look... Like, Platinum has this weird... Release a good game, release, like, 3 shitty games. Release a good game, release 3 shitty games.
Yeah.
And it seems like the Bayonetta games have been the good games between the shitty ones in the last...
Yeah, because it's the A-team making those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nier Automata, I believe, was Platinum.
Was it?
I think so.
I thought that was somebody else.
I think someone else published it, but I think Platinum made Nier Automata.
I believe... you know what? You might be right, because I want to say it's...
Yep.
Yes.
Developer Platinum Games.
And Square
Published by
Enix.
Square. Like, they don't publish anything.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but for some reason I thought somebody else...
Were you maybe thinking of Neo?
Maybe.
Because that also came out, like, the week before that.
And I think... Isn't that also a Square Enix game?
No, I think Sony
Or maybe a
published
Bandai?
Neo. That might be Namco. But, yeah, Platinum definitely has an A team and a B team.
Yeah.
Oh, Team Ninja.
And, yeah, Koei Tecmo. We were both wrong.
Yep.
Man, you guys suck.
I sort of wonder if this tease is not for the Switch, but is for PC.
Well, they have
They're
the blue and the red backings.
Did they release it for PC?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Are you no, not Bayonetta 2, unless that recently happened.
I thought they did.
But
Oh, wait, was that one of the recent things?
the thing that gets people is they have the blue and the red backing, which is the Switch controllers, stuff like that. That's what's getting people to think it's Switch.
Yeah, maybe Bayonetta.
I'm looking it up, guys. Everything will be fine.
Did Bayonetta 2 come out on PC? Because I know
I
one
thought it
was like on everything, and then 2 was only on Wii U for reasons.
So the first one is definitely on
Oh.
Windows.
Okay, yeah, it just came out in April.
I thought Bayonetta 2 did also.
Maybe it did. Didn't come out on it.
Oh,
Nope.
no. It's still just Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So that's cool, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that.
I do wonder if they'll put it... I mean, it very well could also come to Switch. I wonder if they will put it on everything.
Who knows? We'll see.
Well, I mean, I guess the one weird part with that is that game was funded by Nintendo.
Yeah.
So they might not be able to put it on everything unless Nintendo agrees to it.
I mean, it all depends what the workings of that deal was.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm sure that did not sell as well as Platinum would have hoped.
Probably not.
I mean,
Probably not.
it sold as well as the Wii U that did. Like, I think most people that had a Wii U had Bayonetta 2. Most.
No. Most people that had a Wii U had Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it. It's the only game
Like-
everyone on that
like,
owned a Wii U had.
If anything, Mario Kart coming out on the Wii U actually lowers that percentage because so many people bought a Wii U just for Mario Kart. Like, if you look at like the attach rate between like Wii U purchases and Mario Kart purchases, they're probably
Pretty
way
close.
up there.
I want to say it sold like 8 million on a console that only sold 11.
What would have
That's
been
not
funny
bad.
is if more people bought Mario Kart for the Wii U than bought Wii's or Wii U's because they thought it would play on their Wii.
Oh man, if that was a launch game, I bet it would have happened.
Any other news though?
I can't remember if we ever talked about this, and I can't remember if it was this week or not. The Death Note 2 full trailer was released earlier this week.
Oh, I totally forgot about trailers. My bad.
Not Death Note 2, but Death Note TV series.
Yeah, the
TV
Netflix show.
series. That trailer was released. I believe that was earlier this week. There was a bunch of trailers this week.
Yeah, I saw the Death Note one. It made no sense to me, and I didn't care for it.
I'm not happy with the Americanization that they have of the show. I understand if you're trying to expand it with a new story, but at least just make it completely new characters. Don't call the character Light Turner. If you're going to have the same character, have it in the same area. Otherwise, play off of the original anime.
Light isn't a, Japanese name.
But Light isn't a common name.
So? Neither is Apple, but somebody fucking named their kid Apple.
Yeah, but...
Neither is Druten, but somebody named their kid Druten.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of my point. No one really names their people these things, so if you're going to name a character Light, it's essentially probably going to be that original character. I'm not asking for the original story completely, I'm just asking if you're going to try and have these same characters and these same ideas, play off the original story better, and then expand the universe after that. I don't know how many seasons Death Note's going to get. I don't know if the whole first season is going to be the entirety of the anime. I don't know if it's just going to be a completely new story itself. But with the character named Light, it makes me think they're just using those characters in the U.S.
But that's what they're doing. They're adapt. It's just like they do with horror movies. They're adapting it for an American audience.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, why not just build off of what's already around and keep the original how it is and say this is now after that?
Because it's not made by the same company. Like, this is Netflix making an adaptation. It's just like, you know, when The Ring was made. They didn't just make a sequel to the Japanese Ring and release it to American audiences. They made a new one with Naomi Watts.
But no, was it The Ring now? Yeah. But that's the Ring. Ring-U was not released officially in the United States. Death Note was.
Right, but the other thing is then if you have this base continuity, everyone will fill the need, like with the 900 issues of comic books, to go back to the first issue or never watch the thing at all.
There's 26 episodes. You can sum that down in one episode. You can say,
yeah,
here's the backstory.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. I mean, like,
here's the backstory, and then build from there. Now, at the end of Death Note, this happens, and here's how we continue from there. Ryuk finds another person to give the book to.
That this, like, 14 hours or whatever of work just got summed up in 45 seconds.
And not only that, like, I have no interest in watching the anime or getting, like, the backstory of the anime. I might watch this just because Willem Dafoe's part of it.
Well, no, that's the thing. Keep Willem Dafoe, like, keep Ryuk. Ryuk can stay, but when you're using Japanese terminology of a death god and an American kid knows that is not something normal people would know what a death god is, what a Shinigami is.
All right,
it's Japanese culture. So now you're bringing Japanese culture into Seattle, Washington, I believe it is. I've seen the Space Needle. I believe it's Seattle that they're in. You're bringing Japanese culture to this white kid that doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't know Japanese culture, but he knows what a death god is. And that's the other thing that drives me nuts. He's calling a death god and not a god of death, or just Shinigami, which sounds just a lot better than death god.
They might explain that in the show. Like, you're basing it off of a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
Where they have to, so you have to remember, too, like, for a trailer for something like this, they have to try and appeal to existing fans and people that have no fucking clue what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I very vaguely know anything about Death Note because I was never interested in it.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a very vague understanding that, like, asshole kid gets a book that kills people, a fucking god of death dude wants it back. Like, that's about as much as I know about it, and I'm not even sure if that's 100%.
That's not even 10% correct.
But doesn't the kid get a book that can kill people?
That's about 9% correct.
How is that 9% correct?
Because yes, the kid gets a book that can kill people. But then the whole rest of the thing that you said, where he's not an asshole.
I thought he ended up being like a huge douchebag.
No, he kills criminals. Oh. To me, morally, he's doing the right thing. He's killing criminals. He's killing people on death sentences that the country can't kill right away and whatnot. Morally, that's not a bad thing to me. If they're criminals, if they're on the death sentence, I mean, he's just being the executioner that the state can't be. The god of death, the Shinigami, doesn't want the book back. He purposely drops the book into Earth near Light so that Light can find it, and he plays a game with Light. He's like, here's what we're going to do. You get the book, I get to watch, and once it's time for you to die, I get to write your name in my book. And he's like, okay, so what do you want me to do? He's like, there's the rules. Go ahead. And it's just watching that.
See, now I'm even less interested in it than I was before.
No, I mean, it's...
Like, I thought my theory, my synopsis sounded like a better show.
No, it's such a suspenseful and, like, intense show. It's so worth watching the anime. I'm just hesitant to watch the Americanization of this, because if they're going to stick with exactly the same story, then
But it's not going to be exactly the same story. It's going to be localized for an English-speaking audience. Like, yes, they'll probably still have some of the terminology just because it sounds cooler. Yeah. And because they're using that sort of visual aesthetic. Like, if they were using, like, a Western god of death, they would go something that looks more Grim Reaper-y.
Yeah.
Because that's what, like, people would associate with somebody dealing in death. But they're going with something that looks more like it looks more akin to what the Japanese.
He's exactly what Ryuk looks like in the show.
But even like I watched Bleach, and like that character dresses similar to what like they dress like in Bleach, like with the robes and all. Just obviously the face is different.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be those bits and pieces that are sort of brought over from the Japanese version, but otherwise it's going to be Americanized, 100%.
And like I said, I wouldn't mind it if they just said it's a completely new story and not used Light. Kept L if they wanted to keep L, even though I'm not going to spoil what happens with the anime, but you could have kept L if you wanted to do that, or just build off of what was already out and say, here's the anime, here's an episode or two of what happened in the anime, here's what Ryuk decides to do from there, and boom. But and I'm sure they could have gotten approval to do that. They could have
gotten approval, but they would not. It would not be viewed the way that this will be viewed. Like, you have fans of Death Note would watch it because, like, oh, cool, we get like a continuation of it and all. People that didn't watch Death Note though don't want a continuation of something that they've never fucking watched.
But people that didn't watch Death Note don't know what they didn't watch. So they can just set up a backstory of here's this world, here's this character, here's what they did. Let's go from there. But Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6 came out before 1, 2, and 3, and that was one of the biggest selling movies of those times.
Star Wars was not Episode 4 when it came out. It was just Star Wars. It wasn't even called A New Hope.
But there was a huge backstory to Star Wars.
Yeah, but none of that existed yet. Like, George Lucas didn't have any of that until before the prequels released. Like
no, there was the scrolling bar there was a scrolling words that you had to read when the movie started.
Yeah, it's a time of great turmoil and all that crap.
And they set up the backstory of the why there's the
but
war
that was
and what's
enough
going on.
Story for that movie.
I hate to say it, it's a 26 episode anime. A lot of it, a good portion of it, is filler and stuff that you don't necessarily need. You could essentially get through it in an episode or two.
Sure, and the point is though that knowing there's back stuff will either completely turn people off, like I said, with the comic books being like, oh, here's issue 783. Do I need to go back to the other 782 to know anything that's going on? Or here's a new thing that they were in a damned if they do or damned if they don't keep the names. Because, I'm sure you would have hated just as much if they changed literally every single name in it, but just called it Death Note.
No, I'm saying they should have done that. They kept Ryuk and changed everyone else and said
every single name.
This is a new story. This is a new story.
No, because he doesn't want it to be an adaptation. He wants it to just be a new story.
No, I want it to be either the original story, because they're using the Japanese references and such and whatnot in the Americanized version. It is going to
basically be the original story in an Americanized way.
But again, until I see it, and I don't know if I'm going to see it, I can't agree or not if this white kid, Light Turner, is going to know what a Shinigami is and why he would know about a Shinigami.
That doesn't even matter.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because, look, I mean, put it this way. It is not happening in the real world. Think about it that way. Maybe in whatever world he's in, that's just the common term for a god of death.
I mean, it's
or he studies Japanese culture.
Look at Big Hero 6. Their city was San Tokyo or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
They had the California and the Japanese sort of fusion going on.
Yeah, but I'm just...
You're mad at a silly thing.
No, I don't like the Americanization. I've made this argument.
Being a nerd.
I've made this argument before. People were allowed to complain that Danny was white in Iron Fist.
They weren't allowed to complain. They just complained.
Well, people complained about it. I feel like I have a legitimate complaint here. I feel like this isn't necessarily that great of a move for them to do. Like, in my perspective, looking at, hey, this show is full of Japanese references, full of like Japanese ideals. The character's name, when he becomes the pseudo superhero that he becomes, is Kira, Kira.
Okay.
That comes from Japanese and Chinese saying.
Plenty of people are named Kira in the U.S. Plenty of white people are named Kira.
No,
Keira Knightley.
His name is Kira because
British,
they can't say killer. That's why his name is... His name isn't Kira because, Keira Knightley. No, his name is Kira because they can't say killer. Because he started in Japan and they knew he was in Japan when he started and they started searching for him.
But, I mean, like that's... I'm not saying this to, like... I'm trying to think about... Like, you're being an internet nerd.
I'm just...
Like, you're being that guy who they're changing the thing that he likes and he doesn't like it. Without ever seeing it. We all do it for something, and that's what you're doing right now.
Like I said, I'm open for change. I understand they're not going to be able to get every little single piece of information in it, but if you're going to Americanize it this much, change it completely.
But you don't know how much they've Americanized it. You won't know until you say it.
I know.
And like I said...
that's why I'm 50-50 on whether or not I actually want to watch it, because I'm like, I don't know if I do, I don't know if I don't, because right now I'm just annoyed at the Americanization of the show, and like...
Which you're not wrong necessarily to be, like, that whitewashing is kind of an issue in American pop culture.
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
if that was your complaint,
well, no,
that would be very different. But your complaint is just, I want it to be either a whole new story, or I want it to be... a continuation.
No, my complaint is they're Americanizing it too much. They're making the main characters, like, Light and Misa aren't... I mean, Misa is Mia at this point. She's not even Misa. Light is Light Turner, not Light Yagami. His dad, I can't remember his first name, is so-and-so Turner. I mean, his dad is played by a great actor. And I'm not fully mad at some of the casting choices. Willem Dafoe playing Ryuk, great choice, at least vocally. But I'm just mad at the fact that they're Americanizing it. They are whitewashing it. They are bringing it from set in pretty much Tokyo, Japan, to set in Seattle, Washington, with every Japanese reference from the show into the Americanized version.
Bayonetta 2 sold 800,000 copies. That's real bad.
Yeah, it is.
That is.
I don't completely disagree with you on like the cultural side of things. I just like movies get adapted from foreign foreign creations all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and it's not just Japanese stuff. You know, there's tons of German and other European movies that some Americans saw and they're like, we're gonna make a version of this for our audiences, and they do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what happens.
Yeah. And I'm just like, right now I'm hesitant about liking it or not. And I'm hesitant about watching it because...
Just watch it.
And again, it's like, should I pseudo-protest it or not? If I protest it and not watch it...
because that makes no difference to anybody.
If I protest it and not watch it, the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to be minus a viewer. If I watch it and don't like it, and then 1 star, then people will be like, oh, this might be getting good or bad reviews. If I watch it and like it, then I watch it and like it, but I still have my complaints on.
I just watch it. Stop being a nerd and watch it.
I probably will.
Watch it, and then if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, it's cool to, like, it's okay to not like a thing.
So look,
but
there was another
experience it first.
There was another trailer that came out this past week.
There was a couple. I mean, at least
there was another good one, I should say.
Yeah.
Because the other one I just didn't even want to talk about because it was garbage. Jumanji 2. Welcome to the Jungle.
That looks so fun.
It looks stupid, but like in like a funny sort of way.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those campy movies that it's going to be so dumb but so fun at the same time.
Did you see the trailer, Drew?
No, I forgot to go back and watch it. I heard pretty much all about it.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's set up where rather than it's kids playing a board game, it's kids find an old video game in their school basement, and it's like, you know, the giant jock the sort of like skinny nerdy kid, the unpopular girl, and the attractive popular girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when they get sucked into the game, they all pick their character based on like the name.
Well, the name and the description.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, the beautiful popular girl, she picks the curvy scientist
who has a feminine name.
What was
I forget what their names were, but he did have a feminine name, and it's fucking Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the jock picked Kevin Hart because his nickname was Moose. Yeah. He's like, oh man, that guy must be huge, and it's fucking 5'2" Kevin Hart.
The nerdy kid picked The Rock.
Yeah.
And the unpopular girl picked Karen Gillan, right? Right, that's her name?
Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, yes.
And she even makes a reference to, why am I wearing this in the jungle?
Yeah, yeah.
To, like, Karen Gillan's outfit. But otherwise, like, it looks goofy as shit. Like, at one point, the Jack Black gets eaten by a hippo.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart's, like, yelling at The Rock to get in there and help him.
Like, why don't you help? No, I'm wearing a backpack.
Yeah, that's literally Kevin Hart's excuse. I'm wearing a backpack. You can't get a backpack wet. And then, like, there's one point where, like, I guess The Rock has just had, like, a big speech, but he is still just, like, the nerdy, like, unpopular kid. Mm-hmm. So, like, he turns around and, like, everyone else is going, man, like, wow, man, he's cool. Like, he's got his shit together. And he's turned away from him, like, biting his knuckles, going, don't cry. Don't cry. So, yeah, like, I don't think that movie is necessarily going to be the best fucking movie, but I think it's going to be at least entertaining.
It's a $5 movie. I'll go see it on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or an early showing and see it for cheap and just probably laugh my ass off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, do you want to talk about that other trailer?
I honestly am drawing a blanket with the other trailer.
Inhumans.
Oh, right. I don't think it looks bad.
I mean, Medusa looks like a fucking train wreck. Like, that hair looks so bad.
Yeah.
And, like, the only character that I'm actually interested to watch is Maximus, who is the guy that played Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah.
Just because he is actually an interesting character, too, because he is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, everything else that they've set up so far, it's like, oh, the Inhumans are living in Hawaii because they got kicked out of their home.
No, they're living on the moon.
No, but, like, the show's taking place in Hawaii.
Okay.
Because of the shit that happened on the moon. Like, in the trailer, you see Lockjaw, the big dog, come and teleport Black Bolt.
Yeah.
He teleports them to Hawaii.
Okay.
So, like, it's going to be one of those goofy things. Like, these super creatures trying to live in normal society. Like, while also dealing with their own shit.
Their inner turmoil of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I was excited when I first heard about it because I thought they could do something cool. But, like, the more I'm seeing, like, pictures and trailers and all, I'm losing...
I mean, I didn't think the trailer looked that bad. I will watch it. Hopefully it does good. The unfortunate thing is Marvel shows all generally take at least a half a season or more to pick up. Yeah. And it's only a 10-episode season.
And, I mean, look, I think I mentioned this on the show before, and I don't know if it's 100% true, if these are all the same guy, because I haven't looked into it. But the showrunner for Iron Fist is apparently also the showrunner for Inhumans.
Yeah.
Who also was in charge of, like, the last season of Dexter that nobody liked.
Yeah.
So the guy doesn't have a great track record for, like, compelling television.
I didn't think Iron Fist was bad.
Iron Fist wasn't a bad show. It was just kind of a boring show. So, I mean, you said yourself, like, it took you a lot longer to get through it than those shows normally did.
It didn't pull my interest as much as...
Like, that's kind of the consensus is, it's not so much that it's bad. Like, it has plenty of bad moments.
Yeah.
But it's just not compelling the way the rest of the Netflix shows have been.
Yeah.
Like, even Daredevil Season 2, which a lot of people didn't like as much, was better than Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And also, it started as a movie, and now it's a show, and didn't... Marvel kind of say something to the effect of, like, we didn't really like this idea, but...
Well, I think it more transitioned to a show because they went so hard with Inhumans in S.H.I.E.L.D.
And they're trying to move away from the whole combined universe of movies and TV.
Yeah.
Even though they could really still stay.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're a combined universe still, but they're just not... They don't actively display it.
Right.
Yeah, like the latest season of S.H.I.E.L.D., the connection between... any of the movies and S.H.I.E.L.D. was when Ghost Rider at the end of the season did the circle to develop the portal, like from Doctor Strange when they did with the jump rings.
And I think it was last season is when they had the Civil War stuff on TV during the one episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's never much. It's just like usually just little nods of like, yeah, this stuff is still happening in the same world. These guys are just dealing with their shit. These guys are dealing with their shit.
Yeah.
But like, originally, like I was set to go see Inhumans at IMAX, and now it's like I'm not spending that kind of money to go see a show that I don't think looks all that good.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, if it's cheaper, but it's not going to be. It's a 2-hour IMAX movie, so
yeah,
it's going to be $20 a person. So
yeah, and plus just driving out to the King of Prussia for the actual IMAX theater.
You can go to the Franklin Institute
if they show it. They don't show everything.
True.
And even then, I mean, getting to the Franklin Institute,
to pay tolls and then parking and whatnot.
Yeah, or you can take the train over, but it's not a bad walk, but you're still $10 for Erica and I to both take the train over and all that fun stuff.
But I mean, you can make a day out of it and go to the Franklin Institute afterwards.
I don't have the pass.
Oh, that sucks.
And like, it's one of those things where unless there's some sort of event thing happening at the Franklin Institute, there's not really much of a reason for me to go. I don't like children, so being like stuck around that many kids when there's nothing new there just isn't
true. I think the only exhibit still right now is Robots, and Robots wasn't really that great because it was running for so long. The robots are all starting to fall apart.
Yeah, plus we like going to like the nighttime stuff is actually better because it's well, for you it doesn't make a difference because you have the passes, but it's cheaper if you go after hours and there's less people.
Yeah, I want to start going to the after dark stuff that they have there though, like the adult stuff.
Well, because like we did Jurassic Park, but we did it at like 6:00. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those like the museum was basically closed, so we only had to pay for Jurassic Park.
Right.
And like there were a lot of people, but not nearly as many as I've seen like at those sorts of events during the day.
Yeah.
Like we went to Pixar. Pixar was fucking crowded as shit.
Oh, yeah, it was.
But we went at like 10:00 on a Sunday. Whereas, this time we went 6:00 on a Saturday, and it was crowded, but not so crowded that we had to wait long to get in, or that we couldn't like enjoy seeing everything.
And Jurassic Park was a lot more fun.
Yeah, I like Jurassic Park a lot more.
Pixar was more informative and interactive. Jurassic Park was just fun. It was still slightly interactive, but it was more like, hey, come to a pseudo fake Jurassic Park. So that was cool.
Honestly, I had a better time learning about Pixar at Epcot down in Disney.
Okay.
Because they have like in Epcot they have a Pixar animation place.
Yeah.
Where they literally they show like 3 or 4 of the shorts that play in front of like their various movies.
Yeah.
Cool.
But prior to that, they play a bunch of other stuff, which I thought was kind of neat. Like. They played like a little like vignette about like how Pixar got started, and the guys that made that first little animation of like the lamp bouncing along and everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess are there any other trailers that I'm forgetting?
I thought there were more. I don't think so.
I thought it was just those 3.
I can't think of anything, and I can't think of any other news items on my.
Did you guys talk about the SNES Classic? I didn't listen last week.
We did talk about that last week.
I couldn't remember when the news on that came out to if it was.
I think it was like just before the day before we recorded last week.
Did you have anything?
No, it seems neat. Except I don't like hey, more expensive, less games, but you get 2 controllers. So cool.
Oh, that's true. You didn't get 2 controllers with the NES, did you?
No.
It's a trade-off.
But you got 2 at the Famicom because they were built into it.
It's true.
And
boy, were they tiny.
The controllers are also 2 feet longer.
Ooh.
That's a lot for those controllers.
Sure, they still wouldn't reach from like where we're sitting to where Cobb's TV is.
Yeah, we'd have to have the unit on the table in front of us either way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize though. Apparently, I didn't realize because I never really bothered to look into it. Mm-hmm. The NES Classic, people hacked that so hard.
Oh yeah.
That it's basically like they figured out how to put SD cards into them, like SD card readers, I should say.
Yeah.
And they just have the thing loaded with every Nintendo game ever made.
Yeah.
And they have it figured out. Then they have the controllers fixed too, where you can actually use the controller to reset back to menu instead of having to push the button on the console itself.
Nice.
It's like if you hit like down and select or something like that, you can back out to the main menu. Yeah.
If I were to get one of those, I would have to figure that out. Send it to somebody who would do it.
That's what YouTube's for.
Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube, you can check out this on video at youtube.com/OneQuestVideo.
Nice plug right there.
Nice. Yes.
You can see my angry Pikachu shirt. It's very angry. I mean, I'm showing it off now for the people who are listening that are going to then go onto YouTube just to see my angry Pikachu shirt.
I mean, depending on like how much free time I have, because I should have actually probably done some of this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and put like a little bit of production value into the video.
Oh.
So like maybe like down here somewhere says like, you know, YouTube links or whatever, or maybe like up above us.
Up there?
Yeah.
Or maybe just right here.
Yeah.
Like right under his face.
Or right here, maybe?
You moved,
Right here,
you moved my mic.
around this microphone right here?
What you did?
Look, you broke it.
You broke it.
I mean, if I really want to get fancy, I'll do like the animated lower thirds, where like our names like roll out then roll back.
Every once in a while, you would have to put our Twitter handles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At @B_walnuts.
I am Drew.
At @just_Cobb. I don't know why we just did that, but okay.
Why not?
Because
So what did you guys do this week?
because essentially this is kind of the end of the show because no one's going to listen after this point.
I beat a bunch of games.
Well, tell us what you beat.
I fucking murdered through Doom. I beat that in a week.
Wow.
That game is fucking amazing. It also was like 80 gigs of hard drive space. So I was like,
It does take up a lot of room.
I didn't intentionally plow through it to delete it, but like, I did not want to stop playing it. That's how good it was.
It runs surprisingly smooth on the PS4 too.
Yeah, it runs
like,
fine.
Considering how crazy that game gets and how much shit's going on.
I never had any like slowdown issues or anything like that. It's super cool. You fucking just murder shit in that game. It's
Nice.
so good.
If you ever have like the spare money and you just want something really fun to play, check out the Doom from last year.
Yeah.
I
Doom
mean,
2016 is a really fucking good game.
This is one thing we actually didn't touch on. With the PlayStation... I know we said it last week. With the PlayStation Plus releases, I'm not going to really have a lot of free time because I'm going to be playing until dawn for a while.
It's only 6 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, I also have Dishonored 1 and then a bunch of other stuff to play as well. So, going to be...
Everyone should play Doom at some point, though. It's
I will.
really good.
Yeah.
I will eventually. That game... I've always liked Doom. Doom 3 was fantastic.
You are one of the very few people that say that.
I thought it was...
No.
very well.
Doom 3... I'm not saying it's... I actually never played Doom 3, but... Just general consensus, not a lot of people like Doom 3.
That's because people hated the fact that you needed the flashlight out or your weapon out. And I'm like, you know what? That adds to the suspense and the horror of the game. Like, it kind of made it more fun.
It was just
and then once
different than what Doom is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Doom's basically a Twitch shooter in like an arena setting. Like you're supposed to just be running around just shooting shit as fast as you can.
And that's what Doom 2016 is.
But I mean, this Doom 3, at least back, what was it, 2010?
No,
5,
it's like
6,
2007.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember.
No, it's
but,
even before, it's a original Xbox game.
Okay, yeah, but Doom, I thought it was just...
maybe 04 then.
Yeah.
I guess that came
04
out
sounds right.
during the era of survival horror-esque type things.
It came out right around, like...
RE4 and stuff like that, yeah.
So it was like, for the times, and I thought it was, like, fun and intense. I never got to beat it. It got too hard for me.
That sounds about right.
No, I was how old? I was 10 years young. Actually, I was 17.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say you weren't that young.
I can't remember why I never beat it then. Maybe because Eric had it on his computer and
maybe
I think it was Eric's and it was on his computer and not on the house PC,
right.
so I couldn't play it that much after a while. I don't remember, but I thought it was great.
Yeah, the weapons are all super cool. The way they handle there's no recharging health. You have to murder to get health back.
Yeah.
It's just real cool. You plow through, like, you get into a combat scenario, the fucking ridiculously awesome metal kicks in, and you're like, all right, time to murder some shit.
It does have one of the best soundtracks
for
games.
It's so good. So yeah, I crushed that game in like a week.
Nice.
Super good. I finished Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice.
That game's also really goddamn good.
So you weren't kidding. You actually have been beating a lot of games.
Yeah. Did I say I beat Uncharted 4? The last time, I think I beat that right before E3.
I don't remember.
I think you did. I think you mentioned it when we recorded at your house a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So beat Uncharted, beat Horizon. It's really good. Anyone who has a PS4 should play Horizon.
I'll get it eventually. I really do want to get it.
And I beat Galgun Double Piece.
Hey, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an alright game.
Like, as long as you understand it's a joke and you can get past.
Is it?
No, I actually talked to Papa about it. Like,
sure. Is it?
It's Papa. So.
Is it a joke?
No, like I mean, like he was serious when, like, you could tell he was serious when he said, like, it, like, most people over there, especially in like the office where they made it, like it's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be taken seriously. Like, it's kind of just goofy fun.
Okay.
And like, Japanese has a very, like, they have a very different culture than we do. So, like, for us, you see that and it's like, that just seems wrong. But if you can get past that, and like, Rich, you'd probably like it, like, you watch a lot of anime, or you used to watch a lot of anime, so like you would see the tropes and stuff like that and be like, oh, that's just fucking stupid.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna try to get back in anime.
But it's a fun on-rail shooter.
Yeah.
Like, it's not super hard, but like, you can crank the difficulty up a little bit. It has some replayability.
Mm-hmm. Because there's multiple, like, storyline ways you can go.
Multiple endings and stuff like that.
Multiple, like, you'll have to pick an area to go to through sometimes, and, like, you don't go back.
Yeah.
So like, you might miss collectibles, depending on people that you talk to and how you talk to them. You might, like, miss out on things.
Yep.
Okay.
It's actually, it plays like a really goofy-ass anime. Like a harem anime. Like, one of those things.
It
like Tenchi or something.
Would not have been worth $60.
I don't think I paid 60 for it.
I paid 30 for it, but it was 60 for a long time.
You know what? It was on sale real early on like Amazon, I think.
Okay.
And I got it super cheap on Amazon.
Yeah. But yeah, but
that's where I get all my games.
$30 is like right around where it should cost. I would recommend it at that price. 30 seems to be like the permanent price now.
Yeah, that's a good price for it.
Yeah. And then, you know, I've played some more Overwatch and stuff. I haven't picked up anything
I saw
else
you playing
now.
Overwatch earlier today.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll definitely be playing Until Dawn when that...
It's such a good game. So much fun.
It should be available today, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
I will probably download that when I get home.
It's probably late enough now that it is available, too.
I'm checking now. I need to find my PlayStation app.
I did not get the Necromancer yet for Diablo.
I did not either.
So I will probably check that out this week.
I'm going to see if I can get up the store before Richie can.
I'm in the store already.
I meant, like, get to the PS Plus things.
I'm in it.
Okay.
Add to cart. Until Dawn. Confirm.
But yeah, that's me. That's what I've been doing.
That's it?
Yep.
That's your week? How about you, Rich?
All right. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so this week, I really only have, like, 3 things of note to talk about. Number 1, I finally beat Blaster Master Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, for a game that's, 20 years old? 30 years
probably
old?
Closer
Something like
to
that?
Well, I mean, the series is 30 years old. That's a new game.
Well, yeah. But for, like, the original having been 30 years old, I can't remember how the game was back then. I just remember it being harder when I played it on the NES. But for a game that probably didn't really have a full ending back then, the ending was all right. And I thought they were promising more for, like, extra stuff.
That's possible.
But it's all DLC that you have to pay for. Like, I could have swore they said that there was going to be, like, an endless mode and stuff like that where you just keep playing and, like, trials and stuff. There's none of that in there. So once you beat the game, you beat the game. And the second to last boss, like, the boss in the second to last area and the final boss of the game were all pretty damn easy, for me at least. But I had almost every upgrade. The boss in the second to last area, you go into it as the human, but you have to jump up and climb up and pull a lever and have your vehicle come down.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have the shield upgrade where you drop a shield instead of throwing a bomb, you can shoot through it and stay where you were dropped, and you can kill the boss with no issue. So I was like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
And then the final boss, he has 2 forms, and as long as you have the strongest gun upgrade, you can kill the first form with no problem. Then the second form, there is a little bit of strategy to it that I couldn't figure out. I essentially just kept shooting at him and killed him with no problem. But in that game, when you're running around as the human, after you get hit so many times, your weapon upgrades start dropping.
Huh.
So you could have the strongest weapon, but then if you get hit 3 times, you'll have the second level, then or like the 8th level and down and so on and so forth. So you kind of have to avoid from being hit. So you have the best weapon in the game, which is like a 3-shot thing that like waves in and out and meets at a certain point and then goes back out. So there's like 1 that goes straight and 2 that wave in and out. It's an awesome weapon. It can wreck everything. And generally, when you hit something their first time, they get stunned.
Okay.
So it's pretty sweet to use that weapon and just kill and stand behind a wall because it'll go through walls. You stand behind a wall and you kill everything, and then you walk through the area with no issue.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
It's pretty sweet when you can do that. But I mean, the final it was kind of a oh wow, this was the ending, and then like they kind of hinted towards there could be more because from the ending, but there's nothing more for me right now unless they have more DLC, which I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on a DLC unless it's like $1 or $2. No, right now their only DLCs are 2 characters. It's like, well, I beat the game, so I'm not going to play as these new characters.
I mean, I don't blame you.
So it was cool, it was fun, it let me relive the nostalgia of playing the game, but $10 was pretty well worth it, but I hate the fact that I'm probably not going to play it again. The next thing I did was I played D&D with the group that I am DM.
Right.
I don't know if you listen. You didn't listen. last week.
I never went back and re-downloaded to listen.
You haven't listened to any of the ones. So the last time we met was 2 months ago. One of a couple in the group, or the only couple in the group now. They had a baby, so we took 2 months off so that they could get acclimated to baby life.
Yep.
So the last time we met, one of the guys wanted a statue as a reward for doing like their quest, and he fought for it. So I was like, fine, I'll give you your goddamn statue.
I remember you telling me this.
But I'm taking away some of the percentage increase that you're going to get of the mine's profits.
Right.
Which he was happy with because he got a statue, but everyone else was like, at this point we don't care because he's been fighting for the statue for 25 minutes. So we go, and I gave them downtime opportunities. And I was he went and did assassin jobs. So I was like, all right, you have to leave town. You have to go to a different town. You're going to come back to town with the character who left town with you, and then you're going to see what happens. So they get back to town, they talk a bit, and the town gets attacked. They had a side quest that they never did 2 months ago. So, and that side quest was to go fight orcs and an ogre. So I had those orcs and the ogre attack the town.
Okay.
I put his statue on the eastern side of town.
Okay.
By their house. I gave them a mansion
for completing everything. Statue of me.
So I said that they built a wall around the town.
Okay.
And the statue of him was inside the gates of the town, closest to their mansion. I happen to have the orcs and ogre attack the gates and break into the gates and walk in. And then the ogre, in an angry fit of rage, destroyed his statue that he fought so hard to get.
Nice.
He was immediately pissed off. I was like, yes. He was so, why would you do, blah, 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 why would you destroy my statue? So, and here's the thing. Like, I asked him all this past week, I was like, do you have a picture of a statue? Do you want to draw a picture of a statue? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, no. I'm like, all right, go on Reddit, see if you can get somebody to get you one, whatever. He said no, so I was like, fine, I'll draw you one. He's like, you can just use the picture that's on my character. So I'm like, no, I can't. I'll draw you one. So I actually drew him out a statue. And I showed it to him, and I was like, you walk over, and you see these orcs, and in the middle of this grouping of orcs, you see your statue, and I show him the statue. An ogre walks over, and I just rip up the picture of the statue and throw it at him. He gets so, why would you break my statue, blah, blah, blah. So then they have to fight these orcs and the ogre. There's 7 orcs, there's 2 groups of 3 orcs, 1 boss orc, and an ogre that they had to fight. He's a rogue. He had 2nd initiative. He ran up.
Okay. And
so, all right, well, you killed the first guy you attacked, which was in a group of 3. the other 2 of that group of 3 is going to attack you. Strategically, that's going to make sense. Mm-hmm. He thought I was targeting him to target him because he's him. He was so extremely mad. But I was like, nah, dude. You got this ogre and 2 other orcs that are attacking this wizard because no one else has attacked them. And he used a spell that goes straight through all 3 of them. So I'm doing it strategically as possible. But it was... I set them up because if you haven't listened, I'm setting them up for pretty much Avengers Infinity Stones.
Okay.
So they have to go and find all 6 Infinity Stones, and they have to fight the Titan who has a gauntlet that has holes in it for all 6 Infinity Stones. Thanos. Mm-hmm. So I have them set up to go to the Temple of Time and the Power Shrine, or the Shrine of Power for the Time Stone and the Power Stone. I drew out a full map and everything. Inadvertently put at least 1 dick on there, which I didn't realize. No, the first dick I didn't realize, and then the 2 stones that I gave them locations of, they're essentially next to each other, and they have a round area of effect. So they are pretty much like next to each other, like this, with a huge round area of effect, with a town in the middle of it, and then just a line of so. It's just balls, at least.
Yeah.
And again, I wasn't even trying.
Yes, you were.
It just always happens like that. And then the best part, and I knew they were going to love this, the trail that they have to go up meets at a town. Mm-hmm. The town splits to go 2 different paths towards each of the shrines. What would you name that town?
I don't know.
Splitsville.
You're just the worst person.
So, yeah. So, we did that. We last ended... they were taking a rest. It was a 2 days travel from the town they were in to Splitsville. So, they were the first night. First night, they encountered 7 skeletons. And then they still had 3 more watches left. So, I made it harder. So, my first roll was like 15 or higher, they're going to encounter something. Mm-hmm. Second time was like 19 or 20, they're going to encounter something. The fourth watch, I rolled a 19. I rolled then. I made a timetable of a 12-sided, and I rolled. Since it was nighttime, I rolled a 10, which was a 10, 11, 12. They now have a zombie ogre standing in front of them that they have to fight. Now the one guy's like, I don't understand. Is there a cemetery nearby? Why are these skeletons and zombies? I'm like, because it's nighttime. You're just going to fight different things at night than you are in the day. I couldn't set you up with special events. Like, remember when Eric had us set up with the toll takers that were just bandits?
Right.
I have that set up, and I'm like, oh, I can't do toll takers because you're not traveling at night. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to do? Night enemies, like skeletons and zombies and stuff. Because that's just more fun.
Yeah.
So they ended with a zombie ogre staring behind them, or standing behind them. So they have to fight that. Which zombie ogres are only a challenge ranking of 2,
That's
2 or 3, and they're level 4. So
how many of them are there?
There's 4 of them and an NPC that I have yet to create.
Okay.
Scott the Scout.
Scott the Scout.
So they wanted, when they were leaving town, since they have 2 shrines to go to, they're like, could we get a warrior good in scouting, so that when we get to Splitsville, we can send him off to scout out the area of the one stone we don't go to, and we can go to the other one. So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. So I the next morning they wake up and they talk to them. They're like, what about our scout? He's like, we got somebody for you. And they send off a guard to go get the scout. Scout comes in. He's like super chipper and happy. Hey guys.
Oh, no.
I'm your scout, guys. And one of the people, her name is Alex. She looks over. Is your name Scott? Yeah, I'm Scott the Scout. And then I can't remember. And then they wanted horses. Mm-hmm. So I created I just randomly created a horse character to come in. He was I can't remember what I gave his name to be, but they all kept trying to name him, and he's like, no, my name is Jebediah, but I'll take that name too. Like giving him different voices and making him more happy because he doesn't like his name. So anytime they give him a different name, he's happy. It's just stupid fun stuff like that, essentially.
Yep.
I figured you'd get a kick out of it.
Yep.
And like I said to you, I started developing our group thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think my idea is essentially going to be a monster of the week type thing, where every time you have a boss that you work with.
Are you guys doing your own group?
I have a friend who wants to play. He wants to do it online on Roll20.
I remember you talked about that a while ago.
So he asked me if I wanted to DM. I was like, maybe. I have 2 groups I have to DM. This was back before Firefly. Or I have 1 group I DM already. So this would make it 2. This would make 4 groups in total. I was like, maybe.
Oh, right, because you have another one with another group of friends, right?
Yeah. So I was like, give me a couple months to set up. I don't have the time. I have vacation in June. So maybe after. And I was going to... I meant to send out a message on Sunday, but I was super busy on Sunday at the vet hospital, so I didn't get to. But my idea is essentially they have a boss that they work under that's like...
Maybe his name is Agent Skinner.
Maybe his name is Donald Drumpf.
No. Alright, I'm out.
No. But it's essentially going to be like... I think my idea might be more so... And you don't know this when you play it.
Okay.
More so mob bossy, like he's a mob boss, but you guys are just doing jobs for the mob, but you don't realize it. So you're going to be going collecting money from people, and essentially a monster of the week. Like every session's like, all right, what can I think of this week that they're going to have to get into, and who are they going to have to fight? It'll be pretty fun, and then you guys have to make your moral decisions of, do you kill the mob boss? But that'll be some time away. It might have an overarching story, but it's going to be very minor. I feel like just with a Roll20 group like this, it might be easier just to do like the danger room type stuff, like the monster of the week. Jump in, play for a couple of hours, and see where we're at, and then go from there next time.
Yeah.
Instead of having a huge overarching story.
At least to start, and maybe that builds just organically.
Yeah. See, just like, and that's always something fun to do, is just see what happens when you guys get in and see how you guys react. So besides that, the only other thing, and Jordan, you probably won't care, but Cobb, you will. Season finale of Doctor Who.
Didn't watch it yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude. Come on.
I haven't had a chance. I watched last week's episode.
Dude, last week's episode, amazing.
Last week's was really good.
Amazing. This week's episode was just as good. It sets up the Christmas special.
Yeah, which I know it's going to have David Bradley reprising as the first Doctor, like he did in that biographical, semi-biographical movie from the 50th. Adventures in Space and Time, I think, is what it's called.
So he's reprising the first, and they use a line throughout the show. The Doctor says a line throughout the show that when they get to the end. He says, he shows up at the end, and he says it, and so then they set up the Christmas special, kind of, and it was so good. It was like a sweet ending for some of the characters, and it was touching as well.
I'm looking forward to watching.
You should have watched it, dude.
I haven't had time.
Yeah, I guess, but
it says you just watched the Christmas special 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I watched the entire season in these 3 weeks.
Because you have nothing else to do.
I have tons to do. I stopped playing video games so I could watch all of Doctor Who. But, I mean, really, it was only 7 episodes, and then I watched weekly from there.
Yeah. No, this week, the last couple of weeks have just been busy with stuff. Yeah. So. But yeah, I'm probably going to watch it, if not later today, then tomorrow.
Yeah, so, it's great. It's a good finale.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have a few ideas of kind of what happens, but nothing spoilery, and I don't want any spoilers. So
it's a good stopping point for the season, and the start of the Christmas special should be pretty awesome. Obviously there has not been a new Doctor announced, so you know that.
Oh, I knew he didn't regenerate in this episode because he's in the Christmas special.
Yeah.
So
I actually didn't realize he was in the Christmas special. I thought this was going to be his last episode.
No, I knew ahead of time that he was in the Christmas special, And because they hadn't announced anyone for the Doctor, which they'll do before it happens.
I was really hoping that they just did a good job at hiding it.
No, because I mean, last year they flat out had like or not last year, last time they had like a big reveal special.
Yeah.
Like it was like a 2-hour special revealing that Capaldi was going to be the Doctor.
I really feel like they should hold off, though, and not reveal until after the Christmas special, and then have the reveal, like, have a whole, like,
they won't
hour-long thing dedicated.
Ratings, buddy. It's ratings.
I know.
Yeah.
But I feel like, especially with the people who do watch it, they might get more people to watch it if they, like, hide it.
Ratings.
Because then it's like, oh, I don't want it to be spoiled. I want to know who the new Doctor is.
Ratings.
My feeling, it's going to be a girl.
Maybe not.
Who knows?
I had a busy week myself though.
Oh boy.
I saw some movies.
Oh.
I went and saw Baby Driver on Friday.
I hear from you and Philip DeFranco that movie's pretty fantastic.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean it's Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which helps, and then it's got John Hamm in it,
Yeah.
and Kevin Spacey, and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Even John Barenthal has a small part in it early on in the movie.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was fucking John Barenthal at first. It was like 15 minutes in the movie. I'm just like, holy shit, that's Shane. But yeah, it's like an awesome heist movie, but like with this really kind of weird story that runs through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
the fact that the main guy, he literally just like he listens to music and drives really good.
Yeah.
Like that's his thing. I mean, there's more to it than that. But yeah, I highly enjoyed it.
I'll check it out.
It's been getting really good reviews.
Yeah, it has. It definitely has. I also just not much to say on them, but I also watched John Wick 2 finally.
I haven't seen John Wick 2 yet.
It's good. It's good, just like the first one was good.
Okay.
I liked the first one better, but this one still, it was just as awesome. Like him just fucking killing everybody.
Yeah.
And there's even those few parts where it's like where somebody else tells a bunch of other people like, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you made a mistake and now you're probably gonna die.
That was my favorite part of the first one. It was like, you did what and killed who? No, just leave.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't even that. It was when John Leguizamo was on the phone with the boss.
Yeah.
And the boss, I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Ego, something like that. When he calls him up, he's like, "I heard you struck my son." He's like, "Yeah, he stole John Wick's car," and like that was just enough. Yeah. He's just like, "Oh, okay, fuck."
Yeah.
Pours himself a drink.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it's just as entertaining as the first one.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's already been said there's going to be a third one, but like it sets it up for the third one, and the third one should actually be different to an extent. And then I also saw Get Out, that thriller that Jordan Peele did back in. I guess that came out back in like February, I think.
Yeah, early.
Took a bunch of turns I did not fucking expect. I thought I knew what was going on, and then it just fucking.
That's what I hear. It's just like a roller coaster.
Yeah, and it's really good. Like I was pretty engrossed the entire movie.
Yeah.
But other than movies, I did a thing at GameStop and got a bunch of credit and bought a bunch of games.
Mm-hmm. Look at this nerd trading in games.
Well, I technically bought 2 games and then traded them, or 3 games and then traded them in.
Look at this nerd boosting sales for games and then selling them right away.
Yeah, that was a fun little trick. But I mean, I traded in stuff that like it was games that Erica didn't want, and then stuff that like duplicates I had of things.
Yeah.
And then 3 games I bought from Best Buy and then traded them in for double what I paid for them.
Okay.
So I ended up with almost $400 in credit.
Jesus.
And I ended up, what did I get? I got Persona 5, Nier Automata, Injustice 2, Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy. I got 3 DS games for Erica, and then I got ARMS and 1-2 Switch.
Nice.
And I still have credit left over.
Nice. How much?
$30-$40.
Can I borrow that?
No. No, I'm probably gonna put that towards
Monster Hunter for the Switch.
I was gonna say Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a color available, I really want the blue ones or the green and purple if they become like purchasable by themselves.
Okay.
I don't really like the neon red or the yellow.
No.
So, like, but, like, you can't find anything but gray ones anywhere. So.
Yeah.
But I figure I got ARMS, so I might as well get a second set of Joy-Cons for it.
Yeah.
Wait, Richie, did they make an announcement that I didn't hear? That Monster Hunter is actually coming out in the US?
No. It's right now we still don't know.
Okay, because I'm under the impression at this point that one's never coming to the US officially.
We're probably not getting Double Cross in the US because we're probably going to definitely be getting.
No, we're definitely getting World. Otherwise, they would not have shown it at E3.
Yeah. So that's kind of depressing for Monster Hunter fans because Double Cross looks fantastic.
Yeah,
because I mean it's just an expansion of Cross, but.
Yeah. But out of the stuff that I bought so far, I played Crash Bandicoot 1.
Jealous.
Mm-hmm. I keep seeing people in Facebook groups complain about how hard that game is. And while there are some parts that are like not particularly fun to get through, just because I mean it's an early era PS1 game. Like they hadn't quite gotten like 3D platformers down yet. Like, I haven't really had any problems yet.
I could probably get through the first couple levels almost without even breaking a sweat because I'd played that so many times that it's memory now. It's muscle memory.
I'm just past the first, like, boss. The dude, and the witch doctor dude in the hut with the big stick that he spins around.
Yeah.
I'm, like, 2 levels past that. The only level that gave me any problem, really, was the Hog Wild level where you ride the pig for the first time.
Right.
The only thing that gave me trouble in that is almost at the end of the level there's a few times where there's pigs on spit rows spinning, and you either have to go under or over them. I want to say it's 3 of them. The third one, the timing's really weird on it. So like I had trouble getting the right jump for it because I was jumping where I was jumping for the other ones, but it was still just running into them.
Yeah.
Like, it was stupid stuff like that, where, like, a modern game that was made to do that, like, the timing would just be easier to identify.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I saw people, like, on different groups, like, saying, like, I can't get past the first level. I'm like, have you never played a fucking video game?
Yeah. I mean, the first level is so straightforward.
Literally.
You're going straight forward.
Yeah.
I think it's the third level is you're running from the boulder or something.
It's a little further in than that, but, yeah, like, I got to the boulder level, I'm like, I know this one. I just did this in fucking Uncharted a year ago.
Exactly.
But I mean, it looks really good. Like the game actually looks really, really nice.
You can see every hair on Crash Bandicoot's arm.
And like so far, like I'm having a lot of fun with it. I haven't played a good Crash game since like the 90s.
Since Crash 3, so
yeah, basically.
Well, Crash Team Racing was fun.
But you know what I mean? I didn't really play Crash 2 or 3 very much.
Yeah.
But I owned Crash 1, and I played a lot of that. So. Yeah. Like, there is the nostalgia factor for it, but, like, it's, like, I have fun with it, too. Like, I like platformers.
Yeah.
And we don't get a lot of, like, good platformers like that anymore.
Nope.
I've always been bad at platformers, but I love Crash Bandicoot, so.
I'm not necessarily great at them, but, you know, it's one of those things, like, I am fine with, like, trying over and over again.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, figure out, like, the timing on a jump or whatever. Like, some of these levels are the ones where it's got the big wheels rolling back and forth. And you have to just figure out how to time your jump to, like, jump off of the platform onto that and then jump to a moving platform.
Yeah.
Without getting hit.
Yeah.
And like
it's games from back in those days where, I mean, you literally had to sit there and try, but you had 3 lives. If you lost those 3 lives, you had to restart all over again. This is what, like, we trained on playing Mario and Sonic, where kids nowadays, they didn't have that stuff. Like, they... They had save points every 5 seconds. They're not used to having to retry an entire game because they died at one point.
That I do feel like this game is giving extra lives more frequently.
I do remember getting a lot of lives in Crash Bandicoot.
See, I didn't, but at one point I had like 15 lives. I'm like, this seems like too many.
You are also very bad at gaming.
But then how did he get all the extra
lives? I had
lives?
15 extra lives.
Now
that means he probably didn't die.
So
I'm probably getting that on Friday.
Yeah, I mean it's
Sarah
a lot of fun.
wants it, so
I played for maybe an hour so far, maybe an hour and a half. But yeah, I had a bunch of fun with it.
Cool.
It is one of those things, like, as long as you can remind yourself, oh yeah, this is an old game. It doesn't necessarily play like you'd want it to,
yeah,
based on like stuff now.
Okay.
You get past like the stupid stuff,
yeah.
like like there were quite a few times where like I was just making bad jumps because it is one of those games where you basically have to get yourself to just the right spot and jump. If you're not on like that X to jump, you're not making it where you need to make it to.
And that was also back in the day where running jumps actually mattered instead of jumping and then moving.
Well, I mean, no, because that was still one of those games where like you didn't really have a run and jump. It was just like your normal walk was all you had.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like you walk, like instead of just jumping and then moving, you have to be moving and then jump. Like you kind of have to get some momentum.
I thought you meant like the like Mario World, or
no,
like, how like if you're walking and jumping Mario, you don't jump nearly as far as if you're running and jump.
No, I meant like you still need to be moving and then jump is what I meant.
Yeah, I don't know, like. Lately, I've been playing a lot of those. Not a lot of, but I found myself enjoying those retro-y games more, than some of the other stuff out there. Like, I'm having a blast with Crash. I really enjoy Mighty Gunvolt Burst on Switch. Yeah. Like, I've been playing that here and there.
I just had to check, and that is out on 3DS, so I might get that as well.
Yeah, if you enjoyed like old school Mega Man,
oh yes,
because it really does play, especially if you're playing as Beck, it is basically Mega Man.
Okay.
I haven't played as Gunvolt yet. I believe you can though.
Yes.
But yeah, like Beck is Mega Man. Like he has no slide. Like Mega Man 1 Mega Man. There's no charge shot. There's no slide. It's just run forward, shoot things.
Okay.
If you get close with a killing blow, it sets up your combo. And then you can do all the cool customization stuff with your bullets.
Yeah, it looks real cool.
Yeah. I want to say I'm like 5 levels in. And it's funny because you definitely have the levels where some bosses are a lot harder than others.
Yeah.
The fire boss took me forever because it was the first one I beat. So it was that like kind of getting used to like how high like Beck jumps and like how fast you move when you get ready to move.
Yeah.
Since then, each boss has taken me fewer tries each time. Like, I just did the mine level, which it was basically like a big bulldozer boss.
Okay.
I got through him on the first try. He was also easier. Like his pattern was super straightforward, really easy to dodge stuff. The few things you couldn't dodge easily, it was easy enough to just take the hit and then eat some food to regain your health.
Right.
Yeah. Because what I found in that game anyway, if you can get the boss down to half health, you should be able to beat it if you have enough food to get your health all the way back up. So like if you get the boss to half health, but you're like on your last hit, then you might be in a bad spot. But if you can get them just past half health and you still have a couple hits left, and then you refill your health, then you should be good, unless they throw just something crazy out in like the second half of their rotation, which happens. But generally, like you get to that point and you can usually sort of get around it. It might take you another retry, but they also don't do the bullshit where if you die too many times, you just do the whole level over. Yeah, you just keep replaying the boss until you beat it. Yeah. But anyway, the other thing I played was Persona 5. I started.
Nice.
I only played maybe like 45 minutes or so.
So you watched the intro.
Basic. Well, the intro for this one is actually you actually do stuff. Like there's a few fights. Like you run around. It teaches you the mechanics and everything. Yeah. But I played it this morning, and it was one of those like I played for like 45 minutes or an hour, and then realized I should like come up here and like put the table together and everything.
Yeah.
So I did that instead. But I'll probably play more of that tonight, maybe.
Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna play Until Dawn because I have it downloading on.
It's really good. You should enjoy it.
Yeah. And probably try to play Dishonored this week.
The best part is you're gonna be sitting in your house all alone as it gets darker out.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a bitch.
I don't know.
That's the one like that you're on the island and the parkour and stuff.
No, you're thinking of Dying Light.
Oh, what's Until Dawn then?
Jesus Christ,
man! It's a bunch of teenagers on.
It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna poop my pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm probably not gonna play that then.
It's got Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
From Heroes and stuff. It's got what's his name? It's got the guy that plays he's the main character in Mr. Robot. I can't think of his name now.
I don't know his name.
Rami something.
Yeah.
Rami Malek maybe?
Yeah. Yes.
It's got Brett Dalton.
Okay.
From S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And a few other people.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna poop my pants.
But it's really good because it takes a bunch of twists and turns and uses horror movie tropes and all.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun with it. I played it through in one sitting. Like I sat there and played that game for like 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's on youtube.com/OneQuestVideo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice plug right there.
Thank you.
Then maybe I'll play something else. Maybe I'll get back to Tropico.
No, play that.
Play it.
Like 100%. Like it is a really good time.
I need to borrow your webcam and I'll like record reactions of me playing it, and we'll have to set it up in my house and we can do it.
Maybe some other time then.
Yeah.
All right, don't play it. We need to do this.
But yeah, that Persona seems cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking forward to getting more into it.
Nice.
I really enjoyed Persona 4. I hear Persona 5 is not as good as 4, but people seem to still really be enjoying their time with it.
Yeah.
There are like 300 hours in the game.
Yeah.
So
Persona's
Right.
Persona, so.
no, I mean the stories are different, characters are different.
Yeah, but I mean, a fan of Persona, just like a fan of Monster Hunter is going to like Monster Hunter, a fan of Persona is going to like Persona.
I guess that's probably mostly true.
Just like a fan of Uncharted is generally going to like Uncharted.
I think the difference there is like well, yes, like gameplay and Personas are generally pretty much the same because it is just like a dungeon crawl turn-based thing.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter same way. Like you're basically playing that for the gameplay because that's all there is to it. You also have the people that come to Persona for the story.
Yeah.
And, if the story isn't on par with, like, the previous ones, they might not be as kind of engrossing.
Yeah.
And, like, that was the thing. Like, Persona 4, like, the characters in the story were so engrossing that you just kind of lose yourself in it.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, like, 5 is good, but doesn't quite hit those levels. And part of it is apparently the localization, is a little wacky at points.
Yeah.
But I will find out. I'm an hour into, like, 150, so I got
luck.
149 more hours to go.
Good luck.
Speed run it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Awesome Games Done Quick is this week.
Yep.
The summer extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Awesome Games Done Quick.
I don't know what that is.
Speed running.
Yeah, it's people get together
somewhere.
I want to say it's like on the East Coast in the summer.
Oh.
Like maybe Georgia or North Carolina or something.
Hmm.
I could be wrong. It's probably California.
No idea.
Probably.
But yeah, it's the speedrun community gets together and does this big event and raises money for charity.
Oh,
and it's like
cool.
people like speedrun all sorts of stuff. Like it's stuff that you'd expect to see speedruns for. Like people will do like Mario speedruns and try and beat like the world records, or Castlevania and try and beat the records. And other things will be like competitive. Like I remember, I want to say it was summer last year. I watched 4 guys all race through Batman Returns on the Genesis.
Nice.
Okay.
I might be wrong there, but yeah, it does awesome stuff like that. I know there's actually a thread over on the Giant Bomb forums apparently trying to get people to donate to rename one of the characters in Chrono Trigger because they're doing a speedrun to that to Ryan D.
Yeah.
And I guess because they do that, like if there's any sort of game where there's like customization, whether it be like naming an area, naming a character, they'll basically do like donation based. Like if something gets a big enough donation, that name will be used.
Yeah.
So
That's
and then
cool.
that donation goes to charity.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they do them twice a year. There's summer and winter. So
Nice.
yeah, they stream it on Twitch all weekend or week. I think it's a full week.
Yeah.
Amazon Day's coming up too.
Yeah, but that was shitty last year. It'll be shitty again this year.
At least you can try to win
Black
stuff
Friday is
every
better.
hour. You can try to win stuff every hour.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look at the deals and see if there's anything on there. But
Yeah.
I think I said it last week. We bought a new bed last week, and I bought Erica a laptop for her birthday. I can't afford to spend any more money right now.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Like I forgot how much money I spent until I looked at my credit card. I'm like, oh, whoops.
Probably shouldn't have spent that.
Yeah.
But like it was like she needed a new laptop. Her laptop was barely working, and we needed a new bed. So, which if anyone wants a broken bed frame for a full size bed, you're welcome to take it with you.
Nope.
I'm good. And even if Druten wanted it, nope, I'm good. I'm not putting it in my car.
I don't. Full size bed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We just got a queen. Cause like I mean, look, when we were at my parents' house, you couldn't get anything bigger than a full up the stairs.
Nice.
Because it had like the slanted roof, and then this.
Well, listen, you could have gotten that queen size mattress up there.
No, honestly,
They will fold.
maybe if like the Lisa stuff had been around and Casper and all at the time, which I think they were just really starting to get popular when we were moving out of there. But the stairs literally started at the door frame. So getting it past the stairs, like getting a full up there, I almost had to fold the full in half, and then it didn't really fit through the
All right.
the thing.
I don't move mattresses. I've given up moving mattresses.
Mattresses are easy to move.
No, after we last moved my sister's mattress from her apartment where she left her ex back to my parents, I refuse to move mattresses, and I'll hire people to move them because they're a pain in the ass.
It's box springs that are more of a pain.
Which the funny thing, like box springs are super light, so you can move them by yourself. But depending on how you like where you have to take it, it can be a pain.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had no problem getting the mattress and the box spring out of the bedroom and out to the garage on my own.
Oh, and they moved. When Eric moved Audra's sister, so his sister-in-law, into their house, they had to cut her box spring in half.
Yep. I remember that.
And then duct tape it when they got it into her room.
I remember them having to do that because didn't she have a queen or something?
Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I do remember when that happened.
Yeah,
because she was there for like 2 years, right?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, because I want to say it was when we were still at Webamax.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that's the stuff I've done.
Yeah, I think that's the show.
It seems like it.
Unless there's emails.
There aren't.
No.
There are no emails, but you can email us, social@one-quest.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can also find us at our website, www.one-quest.com, or podquest.club, or unclebabywalnuts.com. And I will probably, if I remember, try and forward podquest.club to go to our Patreon from now on.
Yeah.
And speaking of Patreon, you can find that at patreon.com/onequest. We're also, all of our stuff is various places online. You can find all the podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music. You can get the feed directly from our website. And as of this recording, this episode is going to be up on YouTube, youtube.com/OneQuestVideo.
Nice.
And then I'm going to actually try and get, I just found out that we can apparently, with Libsyn, submit to Spotify, SoundCloud, and Intune right from their portal.
Oh, cool.
Or TuneIn. Intune is a Microsoft product.
Okay.
God
right.
damn
Tune
it.
in. Yes.
Great. Redo it all.
No
so,
shit.
So
all right.
I will probably do that
cool.
sometime this week also. Otherwise, that's our show. Thanks for listening, watching, tuning in, whatever it is you've done.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with just audio, I think.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
We might just do the video for monthly at the moment.
That sounds like an idea.
And then as we get better at it and I can get them up quicker, maybe we'll do them more frequently.
That sounds like a personal problem, getting things up quicker. But
Hey, now.
You had to take it to that place, didn't you?
Sorry,
Or if people donate more money to our Patreon and we can devote more time to it.
Yeah, like if you want the more video, the better quality video also, patreon.com/onequest would be a huge help. We'd appreciate it, and we'll love you forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially Walnut.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.